Tony Gonsolin is back on the injured list because Dodgers. UCLA claims an NIL agreement will enable them to keep all athletic teams afloat, and LAFC players would prefer not to be punished for reaching the FIFA Club World Cup. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is June 8th, 2025. We added a new subscriber to the Angeleno Familia yesterday, which automatically puts me in a great mood. But it's also Sunday, the Lord's Day. And if you believe as I do, take a moment. Thank Him for the blessings in your life, like LA Sports. And if you'd like being in the know about LA, click the like button. Click the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a quick look at the scoreboard. The Dodgers lost in St. Louis. I hate St. Loser misery. It's by far one of the worst towns in the United States. But the Cardinals win 2-1. If there is a plus side, the Dodgers' magic number drops to 98. Also, Angel City FC 2, Chicago 2. Meanwhile, today, the Dodgers are going to polish up that series in St. Louis. The game's at 11:15 a.m. Sporting Kansas City is in town to play LAFC at 6 o'clock. And what do you say? We get to the news. Well, what can I tell you, people? It is once again time for your daily injured Dodger pitcher update. And once again, I feel like the pain is not being expressed succinctly enough. It's once again time for your daily Dodger pitcher update. That's a little bit more like it. All-star Tony Gonsolin, who was out for a year and a half due to Tommy John surgery, is back on the injured list again after just pitching in 7 games this year. And once again, Dodgers PR, they're just too damn afraid to call it what it is when it's elbow pain. No, they're breaking out the word discomfort again. Discomfort. You know, like when you have a gas bubble and you can't let it rip because you're in front of your wife's parents. Discomfort, right? Well, if it's only discomfort, why did you put Gonsolin on the next flight back to LA to get an MRI? Sounds like a little bit more than discomfort. Now, to be honest, Gonsolin hasn't exactly been amazeballs since he returned. He's allowed 9 home runs in those 7 appearances. His ERA is 5. The idea was that, hey, give him a little time. Who else do we have out there anyway? Maybe he gets his command back. But nope. There are now 14 Dodger pitchers currently on the injured list. 8 of them are starters. 8 of them. And the thing is, the Dodgers would have been even in worse shape if they hadn't activated 2 relievers from the injured list, Michael Kopech and Kirby Yates. Because then the list would be 16, where it becomes from simply absurd to extremely absurd. Keep in mind, Kopech's season was already delayed because of, wait for it, discomfort. It was a very uncomfortable spring training for Michael Kopech, which is why they had to wait damn near half the year to get him out there. And those 2 guys, Kopech and Yates, are coming in to reinforce a bullpen that has pitched a league-high 272 innings a season. Because the starting pitcher's arms, they just keep bursting into flame right in front of everybody. So once again, the same questions that we have been bringing up over the years surface. Why do the Dodgers take such a sadistic pleasure in injuring their pitchers? When does pitching coach Mark the Ripper face consequences? For that matter, when does the training staff face consequences? And for Pete's sake, what were the results of this blue-collar panel that was convened to deep dive into how the Dodgers pitchers are acting like they've been thrown into a torture dungeon during the Spanish Inquisition. Here's an idea. I have no inside sources on this, but would you be surprised? Would you even be surprised if that panel actually had already reported back to the Dodgers brass, and the panel reported something like, just keep buying pitchers. I don't care if you wreck more pitchers than a Fast and Furious movie wrecks sports cars. Just keep buying them, right? Because right now, Tommy John surgeries, that's just baked into the cake. It's a cake made of snap tendons and frosting, but it's baked into the cake nonetheless. Now, I realize that sounds a little bit crass, a little cold-blooded, but look at it this way. Corbin Burns of Arizona is going to have Tommy John surgery, right? And that's going to all but end the Diamondback season because they can't afford to replace him. But just look at what the Dodgers are doing with all these injured starters alone. That's $104 million in salary on the injured list. And that's if you don't include Shohei Ohtani. The front office, the coaching staff, maybe they were told, we don't care if you injure pitchers because the other teams, particularly in the NL West, can't keep up. And the front office, the coaching staff, they're just coming up to us every day, acting like a Fox News panel talking about President Trump and Elon Musk. Oh, we never saw this coming. Everybody saw it coming. Everybody saw this coming with the Dodgers. Just like you couldn't keep those two egomaniacs in a room and expect them to make nice. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? Let me know what you think in the comments thread. Dodger pitching again takes a massive hit without Tony Gonsolin. Meanwhile, over in Westwood, Martin Jarmon told the LA Times that in the wake of a name, image, and likeness agreement crafted in the U.S. House of Representatives, UCLA will distribute the maximum allowed in revenue sharing, which would be about $20.5 million. This will keep scholarship levels intact for a year, and it will preserve its Olympic sports programs. Now, basically from this pie, if you will, the biggest share is going to go to football and men's basketball. And that makes sense because those programs bring money in. But the Bruins face a problem unique to any school in the country, because UCLA has more than 100 NCAA titles for a reason. It's not just John Wooden in men's basketball. They've excelled at track. They've excelled at volleyball. They've excelled at swimming. They've excelled at baseball and softball. So, while it was not set in stone, basically, this is going to be something that will help. UCLA has at least a plan to try to keep everything afloat. Former NIL collectives will change, allegedly, with this House agreement. Before, the collectives were ponying up money for athletes. Straight up. Gee, that wouldn't be exploited by any school, now would it? But with the rules changing, collectives will allegedly find endorsement deals for athletes to make additional money. So that's what UCLA is saying. And I believe that it's going to help keep the programs intact. I believe that. I also believe that they're going to spend the max. I believe that. Do you really believe that NIL is going to be now all about finding commercials and advertising endorsements for athletes? Do you really believe that's going to be happening? Do you? I sure as hell don't. You really think that because Congress got involved, that the only way these athletes are going to make money off the side is by showing up at a used car lot? Really? With a TV camera? Yeah. No, I don't buy that at all. Also with UCLA, we've been wondering when the Bruins football program will make a recruiting splash. Well, cannonball. 4-star offensive lineman Micah Smith, the 46th best prospect in the class of 2026, according to ESPN, said he is going to play for UCLA, 6'5", 325 pounds. If this is true, it will be a get because according to scouting reports, he has an ideal blend of size and speed. He's playing right tackle in high school, but his future might be guard or center. So he can be extremely useful wherever they decide to put him. But there is a downside. He's from Florida. You see, it's not that Florida players suck, but if USC could have the rug pulled out from under them by recruits from the southeast corner of the nation, Florida, Georgia, if that can happen to USC, it damn sure can happen to UCLA. Because the other thing about the Bruins, pretty much ever since Chip Kelly arrived on the scene, they have not exactly been hitting home runs on the high school recruiting trail. The last time UCLA landed a high school recruit ranked higher than this, it was Dante Moore, who currently suits up for Oregon. The last offensive lineman that was ranked so high out of high school, that was back in 2009. So either this is signaling that the Bruins football program has finally turned the ship around for recruiting, or it's a rug pull. We'll have to wait and see. MLS rescheduled multiple matches as a result of LAFC qualifying for the FIFA Club World Cup, which makes all the sense in the world. But that's not the biggest story. Players for the Black and Gold, along with the Seattle Sounders and Inter Miami, are now insisting on changes to the league's financial structure. And by the way, they have a case. They really do. Major League Soccer's financial structure looks like a bowl of spaghetti seasoned with razor blades. It is not well thought out. It is not helpful. It doesn't help the teams. It damn sure puts the players in some major financial straits. But you can't make sense of it. And I am by no means an expert on macroeconomics, right? So I'm not going to sit there and tell you that I can break it all down completely for you. But the league's collective bargaining agreement actually penalizes players for succeeding in tournaments. For example, and this doesn't have to do with LAFC, but for example, if you advance to MLS Cup Final, the league will pay you bonuses. But those bonuses count against the salary cap. That's one of the reasons why the Galaxy had to tear their team apart. You could, in theory, get rewarded for winning on a Sunday and then you lose your job. You could get cut on a Monday due to salary cap compliance. And you didn't renegotiate a damn thing. It's as if it's a bizarre punishment by this booty backwards league. It's punishment so pronounced, it's as if the players need a safe word. So now you have 3 MLS Cup teams in this Club World Cup. It is a $1 billion tournament. The 3 teams, just by qualifying, make $9.5 million, and that could go up should they advance out of pool play. LAFC players earned a $250,000 bonus just for reaching the tournament. But again, if they advance, they get more bonus money. They get more bonus money, all of a sudden the league just comes down like a hammer on LAFC and the players. Now, LAFC president John Thornton is whistling past the graveyard with this, saying, quote, "Oh, I trust this will never be a distraction for our guys," unquote. Meanwhile, defender Ryan Hollingshead is like, "Nah, brah, this is something we've noticed. It is a distraction." Meanwhile, the League of the Players Association, they are trying to hash something out. Why? Because it's gone public. Seattle's players are protesting. The players for the Seattle Sounders trained. They were wearing t-shirts that said Club World Cash Grab. So it's not that unions are right about everything, but in this case, you can tell the people doing the heavy lifting, i.e. the players, are getting totally screwed. You think that, say, if Chelsea or if Man City doesn't advance in this tournament, that their players will be handsomely compensated? Meanwhile, LAFC, Seattle, or Inter Miami players get punished if they win? Oh, that's a bleep job. But you let me know what you think of the comments thread. Talk to me, for example, about the state of Dodger pitching. Or if you believe for one moment that this new NIL agreement will be just amazeballs for UCLA. And for that matter, if you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Keon Cortel Queso production. Take care.